The most popular post on the campus forum was about me. The title read, "Did Ezekiel and Violet break up today?" It was full of candid photos of me, and under each photo were insults. A shameless simp, a toad dreaming of a swan. Ezekiel never did anything about it. He told me not to care about what others thought. But later, when his first love was exposed online for being a homewrecker, he hacked the entire website. That day, the post was updated, and for the first time, I replied underneath it, "Did Ezekiel and Violet break up today?" Yeah, breakup happened. Chapter 1. On the 7th day of my boyfriend's Cold War-style disappearance, I ran into him in the neighborhood where I tutor. He was carrying 2 big bags, one full of vegetables and fruit, the other with daily necessities like tissues and toothpaste. He seemed surprised too, but not as flustered as I had imagined. He brought me upstairs. That's when I saw the girl from the rumors for the first time. She had surgery. No one was there to take care of her. I didn't tell you because I didn't want you overthinking it. I looked at the 2 pairs of matching slippers by the door and really didn't overthink it. Luciana was startled to see me. She tried to get up in a rush and nearly fell off the bed. Ezekiel dropped the bags in his hands and rushed over. He held her by the shoulders, his brows furrowed in deep concern. I stood at the door, completely still. "I'm okay. Let the guest come in." That's right. I was the guest. Ezekiel was in the kitchen washing vegetables. Dinner was going to be hot pot. What used to be a meal for 2 now had a 3rd person. Even the chopsticks I used were disposable. "I'm really sorry. I don't have any friends around here, so I had to ask Ezekiel for help. I didn't know he hadn't told you. I already scolded him for it." "Don't hold it against him. He's just a clueless straight guy and doesn't understand these things." I smiled faintly and said nothing. I quietly finished dinner. Ezekiel walked me out. Under the dim streetlight, only our 2 shadows followed us. They were close together, but we were so far apart. "Are you mad?" he asked. I said nothing. "She'll only need rest for 2 weeks. I planned to tell you after it was over. I was afraid you'd cause a scene." "What kind of surgery gets better in 2 weeks?" I said calmly, with no emotion. "An abortion. It has nothing to do with me. Don't get the wrong idea. I know it's not yours. It's from a married man." As soon as the words left my mouth, he grabbed my wrist tightly. I winced in pain. "You investigated her?" "No need. That site you hacked had it all written out nice and clear." He glared at me in silence for a long time. It was the first time I'd seen him like that. "You followed me around and I didn't say anything, but now you're seriously out of line." "Followed him?" "Ever since he disappeared. I hadn't even tried to look for him." "Where did follow come from?" Seeing that I stayed silent, he finally let go of me, sighed, and said, "There's nothing between me and her. You don't need to go after her. I won't pursue what you did, but let's end it here." Then he hailed a cab and opened the door. I got in like a good girl, and just as the car started, I rolled down the window and called out with a smile, "Ezekiel, let's end here too." Chapter 2. At 9 p.m. I calmly opened my laptop. "Did Ezekiel and Violet break up today?" I posted a confetti-throwing meme and replied, "Yeah, breakup happened." The thread blew up instantly, even more than the day we got together. Within moments, there were over a dozen comments. "Is this for real?" "Probably. Ezekiel hasn't been to school for days. He must have dumped Violet." "Sis, where's your info from? Say nothing and I'll believe it. That simp Violet finally got dumped?" I tapped into the reply thread under that comment. "It's true, I'm that simp Violet." After posting that, I shut down my tablet and wiped my phone clean. It felt amazing, not having to look at it anymore. That thread could finally disappear. I'd never slept as soundly as I did that night. No more worrying about missing Ezekiel's calls. No more scrambling to buy the soy milk he liked every morning. No more dealing with girls who had a crush on him. No more fearing that he might suddenly break up with me. If only I'd known. I never would have fallen for him in the first place. Chapter 3. The day after we broke up, Ezekiel, who had been MIA for a week, showed up outside my dorm. He hadn't shaved. His face wasn't even washed. Talk? People passing by kept sneaking curious glances. When had Ezekiel ever looked this disheveled? Because of me? Probably not. We went to a cafe near campus. I picked the place. They had a dessert I loved. I'd invited Ezekiel to try it 2 or 3 times. He always refused. I took a bite of cake and felt my mood lift a little. What are you doing out? Doesn't she need round-the-clock care? Is that how you're going to talk? What do you mean how? I just asked a simple question. I really was just curious. Didn't Luciana still need someone to take care of her? He sighed and pushed his coffee to the side. I know you're mad, but you should also know, I never did anything to betray you. I'm not the type who sweet talks. So I'll just ask seriously, do you really want to break up? Halfway through the little cake, the heart-shaped decoration on top had already been scraped down to a corner. I went ahead and mashed the whole thing. It's not want to break up. We already broke up. Ezekiel's face turned colder than his iced Americano. Right in front of me, he pulled out his phone and deleted every trace of my contact. Hope you don't regret this. Then he stood up, and just as he walked past me, I grabbed the hem of his jacket. When I looked up, I caught a faint smirk at the corner of his lips, but he seemed to have misunderstood something. I looked at him seriously and said, as my ex-boyfriend, I think we should split the bill. Chapter 4. My roommate Alicia simply refused to believe that Ezekiel and I had broken up. She kept pressing me. What if he comes back and begs you to get back together? If it's really over, are you sure you won't get too upset and do something stupid? You seem so calm right now. I'm scared. Yeah, why was I so calm after breaking up with Ezekiel? Even I hadn't expected it. Wasn't I the one who thought I couldn't live without him? Hadn't I once been willing to gamble my entire life for him, even change my major for him? I was an art student, and I'd been painting for over 10 years. Most of the guys around me were from the same field, artistic, laid back, and a little neurotic. So Ezekiel, to me, was like a brand new tube of paint, a color I'd never seen before. In art, there are often no right answers, but in Ezekiel's world, everything had one, and 1 was 1, 2 was 2. There was only one correct answer to the question of girlfriend 2. That person had to go to Haida for grad school with him, had to work in Haiching with him after graduation, and Haida didn't have a fine arts department. To apply for grad school at Haida with Ezekiel, I had to switch my major. I ignored advice from my teachers and classmates. I put down my paintbrush. I gave up a chance to study abroad. I spent every day buried in the library, grinding away at cultural studies I absolutely hated. A friend asked me, "Don't you love painting? You're really giving it all up for a man?" My rational mind told me he was right. But unfortunately, I was an art student. Rationality wasn't my strength. My clouded brain only wanted to be with Ezekiel. For him, I was willing to do anything. Alicia scolded me more than once for being obsessed, said I was brainwashed, cursed, hopelessly bewitched. But when exactly did I snap out of it? I thought hard. Maybe it was just one day, one moment, when something suddenly hit me and everything clicked. Chapter 5. That day was unexpected. I didn't go to the library. It was my birthday. He had promised, just the two of us, alone. I got up before sunrise, spent 2 hours doing my makeup, and put on a dress I'd bought long ago but never had the heart to wear. Everything felt perfect. But just as I spotted his silhouette, before I could even get close, I saw him pick up a call. He looked so anxious that he ran off without even greeting me. I knew something urgent must have happened. He wouldn't act like that otherwise. So I started worrying too, wearing high heels I wasn't yet used to. I tried to walk as fast as I could toward him, but I tripped and twisted my ankle behind him. I cried out from the pain. He must have heard me, but he didn't even turn around. He just ran off. I called him, he didn't answer. Texted him, no reply. No movie, no date. Eventually, I couldn't even find him at all. Even his roommate didn't know where he'd gone. He didn't return to the dorm that night, and I didn't sleep a wink either. My birthday passed in a haze of worry and fear. The next day, I found him at an internet cafe near campus. He stepped out to take a call. Didn't see me standing there. I hacked the site. Don't worry about it. Legal or not. It's done. Has nothing to do with you. Just mind your own business. So what if Violet finds out? If she gives you trouble, then break up with her. Don't stress. She likes me way too much. She wouldn't dare. I stood behind a signboard at the entrance of the cafe, my back to him, and heard every word with my own ears. My heart clenched so tightly I could barely breathe. The tears just started falling, one after another, unstoppable. So this was the reason he could hurt me so casually, because I liked him. He was certain that no matter what he did, I would tolerate it, forgive him. I didn't even have to ask, I could already guess who was on the other end of the call. He hacked an entire website for her. But for me? He wouldn't even delete a single post. Chapter 6. I remembered that breakup thread on the campus forum. Did Ezekiel and Violet break up today? It had followed me ever since the first day we started dating. Ezekiel was the most popular guy in the computer science department, often representing the school in various competitions, basically a campus celebrity. And me? Simp. Slut. Ugly toad. Aside from these awful slurs, my personal information had been completely dug up by them. Even unflattering daily photos and secret shots of me were posted all over the web. When I walked down the street, I could hear people pointing and whispering. In class, I'd hear the shutter sound from phones taking pictures from the back row. That thread nearly gave me anxiety. Later, with red eyes, I went to Ezekiel and begged, "Can you help me delete that post?" What was it that he said back then? No. If I hack the site and delete someone's post without permission, do you think that's appropriate? Violet. I study computer science not to do things like this. If I get caught, I'll have to take responsibility. I also advise you not to call the police. If the cops get involved, it'll damage the school's reputation. Do you think things will turn out well for you? But if you really want it gone, there's one way. What? I grabbed his sleeve like it was my last lifeline and asked, "Break up with me." The way to make the post disappear, he said, was to break up with him. He claimed that helping me delete the post went against his principles. But now, for her, he hacked the entire website. Chapter 7. With trembling hands, I sent him a message on WeChat. "Where are you?" To my surprise, he replied instantly, "Don't be scared. I'm here. I've always been here." Very soon, the message was withdrawn. It must have been meant for her. My sudden message must have popped up, and he sent it to the wrong chat by mistake. My more than 30 missed calls, countless messages, he hadn't replied to any of them, and the one instant reply was a mistake. "Hey, are you okay?" Someone on the street asked out of concern. Only then did I realize my tears and snot had mixed, and my whole body was shaking. That night, Ezekiel came to see me. He looked at my swollen eyes and didn't ask anything. He just offered a casual apology. "Sorry. Something urgent came up. I'll make it up to you for your birthday." I kept my head down, eyes so puffy I could barely open them, and asked carefully, "Ezekiel, can I ask you for one thing?" Maybe my tone was too serious, too different from my usual carefree self. He suddenly hugged me. "Okay, tell me anything. Can you delete Luciana?" I felt his body stiffen around me. I didn't need to look to know, his brows must have furrowed. He was angry. Chapter 8. That recalled message, no need to verify it, I knew it was meant for Luciana. The website he hacked? I found it through the internet cafe surveillance logs. It was a site where Luciana, the side chick, had her indecent photos exposed by the main girlfriend. She was his high school girlfriend, his first love. If Ezekiel was someone I shamelessly chased after, then Luciana was probably the one he truly liked. Normally calm to the point of being emotionless. Ezekiel, he once got into a fight and ended up with a black eye, because of her. He gave up a computer competition he'd spent months preparing for, because of her. He stood me up over and over, because of her. He broke his principles and illegally hacked someone's website, for her. "I want you to delete her," I said. I tried my best to keep my emotions in check and look composed. But still, my eyes betrayed me and turned red. He stayed silent for a moment, then pushed me away. His whole face went frighteningly cold. "I won't." "Then what? What are you going to do?" His tone implied certainty that I wouldn't do anything. And just like he said, I didn't dare. I liked him so much, how could I bear to break up with him? But something was off that day. My heart felt like it had lost a piece, or maybe gained a piece. For the first time, I had that thought. Break up. Chapter 9. Back then, Alicia asked me, if he refuses to delete her, would you break up? I hesitated and said, I don't know, but over the next few days, I didn't contact Ezekiel again. I even deleted all those chat logs I used to reread like precious artifacts. It was like I had really changed. Uncontrollably. Without warning, suddenly changed. Somehow. I really was ready to break up with him. What I didn't expect was that on the third day of our Cold War, a drunk Ezekiel showed up outside my dorm in the rain. When I went downstairs, his drenched body leaned into mine, burying his head in the crook of my neck. He reeked of alcohol. From what I remembered, he was never like this. I tried hard to push him away, but it was no use. He only held on tighter, squeezing the breath out of me. Ezekiel, you're drunk, let go. Violet. He interrupted me. His voice was hoarse as he whispered into my ear. I deleted her. He actually deleted Luciana. He actually deleted her, for me. But me? I felt nothing. I didn't know what was happening. Maybe loving him had become a habit, and now that habit had collapsed, leaving me lost. Either way, my breakup plan was interrupted on a messy, rainy night. We got back together. The only thing he asked of me was to never bring up Luciana again. Chapter 10. The night we got back together. My heart was numb. I opened that breakup thread I hadn't looked at in a long time, scrolled from top to bottom. Beyond the cruel words, I saw traces of my past. Did Ezekiel and Violet break up today? Day 6. Nope. Seems like they even went to the movies. Why does that simp still get to stay? Why? I remembered that day. It was our first movie date. I'd asked him multiple times before he finally said yes. He told me he didn't like movies, especially not the comedies I liked. So that day, I bought tickets for a newly released 3-hour documentary. Even though I hated documentaries, even though I was exhausted and in pain from my period, I still sat through it attentively just to be with him. Did Ezekiel and Violet break up today? No. Someone said that pathetic girl actually jumped on him and hugged him again. Did Ezekiel and Violet break up today? No. Look at her, lining up to buy soy milk for the campus heartthrob. Some girlfriend, more like a simp. Did Ezekiel and Violet break up today? No. But the campus god looked amazing in the programming competition. Word is, his girlfriend didn't even get a ticket in. What a joke. Is she even really his girlfriend? Looking at those photos, one after another, of a version of me that was humble and so real, I felt my eyes heat up. Those people weren't wrong. Everything I'd done, wasn't it all just what a simp would do? What had I even been doing all these years? Suddenly, it hit me. I realized one thing, I think. I can't forgive him. Even if he deleted Luciana, I still want to break up with him. Chapter 11. But before I could even ask to meet him, he vanished from school. All he left me was a single WeChat message. There's an emergency at home. I've gone back to my hometown. I'll be back in half a month. Don't worry. I didn't go looking for him. I didn't even ask where exactly he went. His roommate even came to find me. Violet. You aren't going to ask what's going on with Ezekiel? I shook my head. There's nothing I want to ask. Well, he said if you started pestering me and digging for answers, I should just tell you the truth. He went to see Luciana. She's in trouble, but he'll be back in half a month. And after that, he won't contact her again. He hopes you don't worry during this time. Don't cause trouble, and just wait for him for these 2 weeks. Oh, I guess I didn't want to know. I didn't care anymore. Even hearing that didn't stir anything inside me. Chapter 12. While he was gone, I sold all my grad school prep materials. I never really wanted to go to high university. I never even liked that major. I only applied because I wanted to be with Ezekiel. Now that reason was gone. I didn't need any of it anymore. Violet, since you're not prepping for grad school anymore, let's go have some fun. No, why not? I smiled and pulled out a study abroad application form. I'm under more pressure now than I was back then. I left the library and started spending all my time in the art studio. I changed my phone wallpaper from Ezekiel to myself, just when I was finally ready to say goodbye to Ezekiel and welcome a new life. On the way back from the studio, I ran into a girl. As we brushed past each other, she suddenly called out, "Did you and Ezekiel really break up?" I turned to look at her. She looked a bit familiar, but I couldn't quite place her. I didn't want anything to do with Ezekiel anymore, so I picked up my pace and ignored her. But her next sentence froze me in place. "I know who posted that thread about you." My body stiffened. My brain felt like it had just been struck by lightning, completely blank. She wore thick-rimmed glasses, carried a huge backpack, and had the look of a quiet, studious girl. It was hard to imagine her having anything to do with that vile post. We went to the nearest cafe off campus. Just one cup of coffee, 30 minutes. But what I heard was a plot twist I couldn't have come up with even if I'd cracked my head open, and a truth I couldn't accept, no matter what. Violet. That post was made by Ezekiel. Chapter 13. On the way back. I was dazed, like I was dreaming. I had chased Ezekiel for 2 years, been rejected countless times. Then suddenly, over one winter break, he agreed to date me. I always thought it was because my sincerity had moved him, or maybe he had finally developed feelings for me. Turns out, it was all a joke. He agreed because he found out Noah had a crush on you. Noah, his half-brother, whom he hates. During that winter break, he found Noah's sketchbook, and it was filled with drawings of you. He said, "So the girl my half-brother's obsessed with is just some desperate simp who's been chasing after me? What a gift from the heavens." That girl's voice echoed over and over in my head. Actually, that post wasn't even that popular at first. Sure, Ezekiel's kind of a campus celeb, but it didn't blow up on its own. He boosted it from the back end himself. I don't even remember how I got back to my dorm. My mind was blank, like I was sleepwalking. Ezekiel never liked me. Everything he ever did to me was just revenge against someone else. While dating me, he also cyberbullied me. He ditched me again and again, kept me on a string, made me change majors and derail my future. The words from the internet wouldn't stop ringing in my ears. Simp, ugly toad, pathetic bitch. Turns out, those were Ezekiel's words all along. There were even worse ones, so vile the site had to auto-delete them shortly after they were posted. These words surrounded me for a year. At one point, I even developed auditory hallucinations. I used to reflect on myself. Am I really that awful? Am I truly unworthy of Ezekiel? I went from someone outgoing, confident, and full of sunshine, to the insecure, hypersensitive girl who revolved her whole life around her boyfriend. And all of it, every single thing, was because the person he hated liked me, a feeling I never even knew existed. If it hadn't been for his childhood friend, who couldn't stand watching anymore and came clean with me, I'd probably still be in the dark. My nails dug into my palm, leaving red marks, but I didn't feel a thing. Ezekiel thought we were done? Well, I just decided we're far from over. Chapter 14. The next day, I called Luciana. "Stop bothering Ezekiel. If you don't mind being the other woman again, I don't mind exposing you online again either." She sounded surprised, like she wasn't expecting that, and took a while to reply. "Ezekiel told me you two broke up?" I replied, "So? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come between you two. I'm not a homewrecker." Ezekiel was just too impulsive. Whenever it's about me, he stops thinking straight. I already told him to go back to school and apologize to you. He kept saying, "She doesn't need coaxing. She'll calm down in a few days." But come on. No girl doesn't need coaxing. I've already scolded him, so you don't have to take it out on me. Will you forgive him? Are you even listening? I understood the subtext perfectly. She seemed to be speaking on my behalf, but all she wanted was to let me know that Ezekiel treated her better than he treated me. She wanted to show off. That's fine, I needed her to. I'll forgive him. Clearly not the answer she wanted. She didn't know how to respond for a moment. "Luciana, stop texting him. He likes me now. He even deleted all your contacts for me. Did you know he stood in the rain outside my dorm, begging me to take him back?" I heard her scoff through the speaker. "Sure, if that's what you want to believe. I wish you two the best. But the night he ditched you on your birthday to stay up 24 hours and hack the site that was slandering me, are you really not mad about that? Don't lie to me. Ezekiel told me himself, he's a comp sci major. He wouldn't do anything illegal, but he did, for me. I'm not lying. You can look it up. XXX website suddenly got shut down. It was all over the forums. Ezekiel did that for you? What else? Thanks. But I don't believe you. I trust him unconditionally." She hung up on me, but moments later, I received a friend request, then several photos, screenshots from the site, chat logs between her and Ezekiel on WeChat. He's not being harassed by me, he's the one who jumps the moment I come up. I smiled faintly and sent her one final message. I envy you. Chapter 15. By the time Ezekiel returned to school, I had already left with my professor to attend an art exhibition in another province. I received a message from an unknown number. Let's talk when you get back. I knew it was him. I didn't reply to the message. Instead, I just re-added him on WeChat. Your final programming competition before graduation is coming up. Focus on preparing. I didn't treat you well before. Let's get back together. I've prepared a surprise for you. Wait for me. He accepted instantly and replied just as fast. Okay. For once. He even sent me a sticker. I sent one back, a smiling emoji. Like my mom. He had no idea how that emoji is actually used. He probably thought, after ignoring me for so long, I'd finally come to my senses and gone back to being his loyal little simp, wagging my tail like before, forgiving everything. He didn't know. This final competition he had poured his heart and soul into was going to come with a very special surprise. Chapter 16. That night, the campus thread that had gone silent since our breakup suddenly updated. Violet and Ezekiel are back together. Delete this thread. They're not breaking up. My mind was full of question marks. Was this another post by Ezekiel? Before I could figure it out, the 200+ replies beneath it disappeared. Only that one pinned post remained. This kind of back-end manipulation, it had to be Ezekiel. Besides, the fact that we had gotten back together today, only the two of us knew about it. Was this his new tactic? I didn't get it, but luckily, I had backed up all 200+ posts. Chapter 17. The art exhibition wasn't over yet. But I came back early. Ezekiel's competition was just 2 days away. I had to return to prepare his surprise. Strangely enough, this time, he actually gave me a ticket to the event. I only have one. I'm giving it to you. You know this is the most important competition of my life. I know. Thank you. I'll definitely be there. Let's go to the movies tomorrow. Yeah, watch a comedy? He suddenly seemed like a different person, which made me nervous. Did he find out what I was planning? I wasn't that great of an actress yet, so I just nodded, avoiding his eyes, and replied, sure. I never thought the date I'd long wished for would come in this form. I wore a plain t-shirt and jeans, didn't even bother with makeup. Don't you need to prep for the competition? Already did. Today's just for our date. I gave a faint smile. I couldn't quite fake joy. And then, breaking character, he held my hand. Don't be mad anymore. I really did delete Luciana this time. I won't talk to her again. My hand was cold. I felt uneasy all over, but still forced myself to reply through clenched teeth. I made mistakes too. When we parted ways that night, he gave me a bracelet. Its name was Start Over. I couldn't understand the gift. Couldn't understand him either. Maybe Ezekiel had really fallen for me on the day before I was going to ruin him? How poetic. Chapter 18. When Ezekiel arrived at the competition, Violet, who was supposed to come with him, was nowhere to be found. She had a ticket, but she never entered the venue. These past few days, he had this strange, gnawing feeling that Violet didn't like him anymore. Sure, she still smiled at him, still said all the right things, but it wasn't the same as before. Not since he saw her post we broke up in that campus thread. Something between them had changed. His roommates said she never even looked for him during that week he disappeared. When she saw Luciana, she didn't make a scene. When she talked to him, she no longer looked up at him with laughing, crescent-shaped eyes. She kept repeating that they had broken up, and that's when he realized he was scared. Scared of losing her. In the beginning, he only dated her to piss off Noah, but somewhere along the way, he had really fallen for her. He used to show off their relationship to Noah on WeChat, visibility set to Noah only. But now, for the first time, he wanted to go public, let the whole world know. He even bought a bracelet, Start Over. After the competition, he would give her the medal, confess properly, and start fresh. Chapter 19. The competition ended. He won gold, but Violet was still gone. Calls, unanswered. Messages, left on read. He started to panic. Then he received a message from his childhood friend. I'm sorry, I didn't say anything before because I didn't want to affect your performance. But once I heard you won, I had to tell you. I told Violet everything. I just couldn't keep watching a girl get deceived like that. His mind went blank. A buzzing filled his ears. His body, proud and upright just seconds ago, trembled for a moment. A teacher's voice called him to the stage. He nodded numbly and walked forward. The award speech wasn't finished. The medal hadn't even touched his neck when he saw her. Violet. She had finally shown up. But she wasn't alone. 2 police officers followed behind her. You are suspected of illegally hacking into private networks and sabotaging computer systems. Additionally, someone has reported you for spreading private photos online. You are under arrest. As they took him away, it finally hit him, reality. As he passed by Violet, he asked, "Are you just mad? Or, do you really not love me anymore?" She didn't answer, didn't even try. The look in her eyes said it all, cold, distant, done. Chapter 20. Ezekiel was sentenced to 3 years. His bright future, destroyed by his own hands. By the time he got out, I was already abroad. Alicia mentioned him once in a while, said he had taken up woodworking. Still hoped to get into grad school at High University. Said after prison, he desperately searched for me, harassed all our mutual friends. Said he coded a virus to confess to me. Hacked into all the city's public commercial billboards, had them loop a message 24 hours non-stop. And then, he got arrested again. After that, I told Alicia to stop mentioning him. Hearing about it got tiresome. I had fallen for him at first sight, without considering his character. That was my mistake too. Back then, I had what they call love brain, where your entire mind revolves around romance. Luckily, I recovered. No lasting side effects. Now, I won't love anyone more than I love myself. In the prime of my life, why should I let love weigh me down? Just keep walking forward. The sky will clear on its own. Extra. Chapter 1. At the art exhibition, I saw a painting that caught my eye. A golden retriever, one of its eyes blind. Artist, Noah. Title, Stone. I vaguely remembered something. A stray dog I sketched in high school. I gave it a name, Stone. That dog had only one eye too. The only difference was, mine was a puppy. This one was fully grown. I opened WeChat and searched for Noah. A chat window popped up with a dog profile picture. There was nothing in the conversation history. We weren't close at all. We had only met by chance during an out-of-town sketching trip back in high school. He didn't have a teacher, just sat there sketching on his own. But our teacher liked him right away, said he had talent. From then on, he joined our group for the rest of the trip. We added each other on WeChat through a group the art teacher created. He added me but, besides a short self-introduction, he never messaged me again. After we returned to school, we never saw each other again. Thinking back, he did look a bit like Ezekiel, only sunnier. Later, one of his portraits won an award and he gained some recognition in the art world. That was all I remembered about him. So how could his entire sketchbook be filled with drawings of me? Chapter 2. I opened our chat window. Hi, this is Violet. It took a whole day before he replied. Sorry. I've been painting. Just saw this. I'm Noah. I sent him a photo of the painting. You adopted Stone? His reply came instantly. Yeah, you still remember. It came back to me when I saw the painting. He's really well behaved. If you want to see him, you can come by. I mean, I can also send you photos. Or if it's convenient, you could visit. I hesitated for a long time, but still didn't have the courage to ask about the sketchbook full of me. It just felt too inexplicable. In the end, I simply replied politely, sure, thank you. Chapter 3. During the Lunar New Year, I visited my old high school teachers. One of them dug out some of our old artworks, flooding my mind with memories. A thick stack of drawings was laid out across the floor. Some were curled at the edges, some already yellowing. In the pile, I found a portrait I'd never seen before. This one, the teacher came over. Yeah, you can keep it. That's you. And the guy who drew it? He's famous now, Noah, the artist. That piece will definitely go up in value. I looked at the girl in the portrait, ponytailed and smiling faintly. To be honest, it didn't look much like me. How can you be sure it's me? Does it really look like me? I held the drawing up next to my face to compare. My classmates chimed in, saying it didn't really resemble me. Only the teacher smiled knowingly. It's you. I saw him draw it, staring at you, sketching it stroke by stroke. Blame it on his lack of skill back then. That's why it doesn't resemble you much. Then the teacher suddenly grinned mischievously and tugged me aside. Remember when he borrowed your white paint? Kind of, but he had a lot of white paint. The teacher lit up, slapping his thigh. He always brought 5 jars of it. Surprised. I nodded. No wonder he became a big shot artist. Big shot my ass. I asked him why he brought so much. He said it was for you. You kept borrowing white paint. I laughed and picked up another drawing, not continuing the topic. I simply said, I don't really remember.